Jaime, over to you. On training.
Thank you. In order to maximise the benefits of the e-archiving building block, it's essential that we engage with training, and that's where I come in. As Janet said earlier, my name's Dr. Jaime Kaminski, and I will be leading the development and deployment of training materials. I'll also be supported by a team that includes technologists and educators. You may be glad to know that I actually have a background in training large organisations and also higher education, teaching and learning. So hopefully we will fit nicely into this. Moving swiftly on from that rather poor photograph of myself, our aims. Now, providing technical support for the user community as a whole and to promote adoption of the CEF e-archiving building block tools and standards. Now, the key component of that sentence there is promoting support for the user community as a whole. So, as you've probably gathered from the previous speakers, we are moving far beyond just dealing with National Archives now. And obviously the training requirements of an SME or a commercial entity are going to be quite different to that of a National Archive. So that's quite important for us. The other aim is to develop high quality tailored training focused on both generic long-term preservation and digital archiving skills and on the specific tools and standards which were developed within the e-ARK projects. So again, this relates to the previous slide in the sense that we are not just looking at training on the specifics of the e-archiving tools, but we're also going to be looking a little bit at generic training, because a lot of the new communities that we're beginning to engage with don't have that experience with digital preservation and e-archiving. So in many ways we've got to go back to the beginning with them. Now, the vision, our vision for training for the e-archiving building block is very much driven by the thoughts and input of people like yourself. Now, we have over the last few months, we've engaged in interviews with large organisations, both in Europe and North America. We've also deployed a user needs questionnaire so that the training that we develop will actually be based on the requirements of the community, and that is critical. It's no good developing something that is of no use to the people who are going to use it. So we have, as I said, deployed this questionnaire. That's the home page, but this is the really, really important bit. At the bottom of the screen there, you'll see a short URL, and that will take you to our user needs questionnaire. Now, the questionnaire was developed using EU Survey, free software. It's absolutely fantastic. If you ever need to develop a questionnaire, I'd recommend you use it. It's brilliant. But if you haven't had a chance to look at this survey yet, and you have 10 minutes spare, I would really, really appreciate it if you could take the time to actually complete that. Or if you can't, maybe somebody within your organisation could. That will actually help us to tailor our training to your needs. Now, one community that we've not managed to get a statistically valid response from is the business community, the commercial sector. Now, if you are a member of a a commercial organisation, I would really like it if you could complete this questionnaire or talk to me at some point over the next day or so. That would be really, really helpful. So, everybody got that URL? So, we have, over the last couple of months, we've already got 70 plus responses, and these are some of the sort of results that we have got so far, and these results are guiding our training deployment. So, in terms of the preferred delivery mechanisms, the most popular, unsurprisingly, is online training. So that's to say self-paced online training. It's highly convenient. You can pick it up whenever you need to. You can wrap it around your busy schedule. It is the most sought after training mechanism. But also we've got online instructor-led training as well. That's quite popular. But in conjunction with this, there's also a requirement, a desire for face-to-face training, whether that be on site or at your organisation. So we have to balance that, the convenience of the digital training with face-to-face training. In terms of the actual content itself, the content types that people are interested in, well, technical training comes out top. Whether it be general technical training, or whether it be training related specifically to standards, this is really highly sought after. But again, third on our list, we've still got the desire for introductory training. And that highlights the fact that, again, we're going to communities now. We're spreading the message to communities beyond our traditional archives. And they need introductory training. There's also management training and legal training. So again, these are important. So we've taken this into consideration. So our training plans look something like this. We will provide training on 8 core areas. So these are core areas related to e-archiving. So our foundation, the specification that Karin's going to talk to you about later, the common specification for information packages. We're going to provide training on that. Also, content information type specifications. So database, geodata, which we just spoke about. Validation. Also end-to-end e-archiving systems, so as you saw earlier, RODA and eArch. And of course, finally, the database preservation toolkit and the database visualization toolkits. So those are the core areas we're going to provide training on, supplemented by more sort of introductory training. Now, in terms of the delivery mechanisms, we will be starting early next year a program of webinars. So you can follow this online. We'll also be providing very basic video training. So again, things that you can take away, view at your own leisure. To complement the desire for online self-paced training, we are developing Moodle modules for each of those 8 core areas. And then finally, as I said, there's also that desire for face-to-face training, But as Karen said, there's only so many of us. So the initial way that we're going to engage with the community is by running training events in parallel to e-archiving events. So that is where I want to leave training, and over to Diogo.